You're watching the Soul Society Network. Hope you tune in tonight at 8 o'clock for a brand new episode of The Volatile Couple, in which Mayuri reanimates a graveyard. Oh, how's Uehara gonna respond to that? Follow that up by an 8:30 episode of All My Fanfiction. But now at 7:30 we bring you the world premiere of the Soul Society Network's brand new romantic comedy game show, Rub Dolls! Hey everybody, I am Todd Tekking101 here, the host of the Soul Society Network's brand new romantic comedy game show entitled Rub Dolls! Woo! Love this show! Yes, we got a great show for you guys tonight. We have the compassion guru himself, Stern Ritter L, Pepe Wakabrata, backstage to help you all out with your romantic foils. Before we get to him, we have our first mystery guest who will be talking about his own lovelorn past, and we'll see if we can help him out. How about that, huh? He used me, you know? I mean, I love him to death, but he just won't listen to me anymore. I just don't know what to do. Well, that's just splendid. What are you gonna talk about on the show tonight, huh? I think I'm gonna kill myself. I think I'm gonna grab my scythe blade and I'm gonna cut
Bernie,
my
how
head
about we
off.
cut the feed?
I just don't know what to do. Please,
freaking
someone
feed,
help.
Bernie. Okay, yeah, we're back. Oh, he's got some marbles loose upstairs, if I do say so myself. But anyway, later on in the show, we also have our second mystery guest who will be discussing her own love triangle problems.
So, ever since the incident where I went into his bedroom and almost kissed him, I can't tell you how many death threats I've received, just these angry fans that just hate me. And I don't even have any screen time with them hardly anymore. It's so troublesome.
And I can assume it's sweeps month because that's the only way the network would put her in that outfit. Thanks everybody, I'm not enough to carry this fucking stable. You gotta throw tits in the audience's face every 5 seconds. Well, let me tell you right now, I didn't sign up for this bull crap. I went to freaking journalism school for 5 years and I ended up hosting a mediocre fucking game show that is tanked lower than the freaking Price is Right 2056. Yeah, it's the Price is Right that takes place in the future. The only main difference is that instead of the items that are on display, it's just a bunch of random shit from Star Trek and Star Wars. Okay? You know what? I'm done. Screw it. Hey everybody, Tekking101 here to review Bleach chapter number 596, almost to 600, we're getting there, entitled Rubber Dolls 3. And I finally got the meaning of the chapter title. I finally get it. It's not something sexual, it's trying to mean love dolls. But it's weird though. It's like Kubo wrote it as like phonetically spelling it. Because I understand R's and L's can easily be mistaken over in Japanese or like they sound very similar, I guess I should say. But he still adds the B's after it as if he's spelling it phonetically or something. I mean, that's like if I had the chapter of a manga that I was going to entitle, I don't know, thank you, and instead of just saying arigato, I spelled it out phonetically, R-E-got-to, and it would just be weird, but whatever. So, chapter starts off with Zombie Kensei and Zombie Rose arriving on the battlefield, punching freaking Pepe in the face, knocking him out of the commission for the moment anyway, and Byakuya is just staring on looking stunned. But before Byakuya can comment exactly on what happened to the two, we have Shuhei jumping out of the sky, dive-bombing both of them with Zenbone Sakura in hand. Mine is the sort of love that will pierce the heavens! Prepare to dive! Oh, fuck! But before he can land an attack on Byakuya, Kensei just decks Shuhei in the side of the freaking body and he goes down. So, we continue with the... Oh, man! Jeez! God, I think I swallowed my tongue! Oh god, Kensei, look, I know you're a mindless zombie and everything, but damn, that was pretty brutal. I mean, he like pummeled him like a freaking meat tenderizer, jeez. So, Shuhei goes down, and let me tell you right now, if Shuhei gets back up again, at that point, it would be less of an issue of the power of love and more of the issue of, I think Shuhei might be a Terminator, because he's not getting back up after that. Ooh, Zombie Kensei, fine pretty shiny thing. Okay, where the hell's this going? Zombie Kensei like Byakuya's hair. Zombie Kensei gives shiny thing to Byakuya. So, to Byakuya's surprise, instead of picking up Zenbone Sakura and attacking him with it, Kensei merely hands it back to him, to which we have Mayuri arriving on the scene. And Byakuya, if he was a little bit confused earlier, the arrival of Mayuri on the scene basically just reaffirms that everything's cool. He could be fighting Pepe and then all of a sudden a giant fuck-off dragon could have appeared in the background and then nuked everything. And then after that, aliens could have come down from the 5th planet and started invading everything and Byakuya would be like, what the hell's going on? And then Mayuri would pop out of the rubble and be like, oh, it's all exactly as I planned it. And Byakuya would just be like, oh, okay, Mayuri, okay, cool, that explains everything, because that's basically what happens when anything weird happens in the Seirei. I don't want to imagine what happens in Mayuri's free time when he's just tinkering around in his laboratory and the effects of what happens in the meantime. Go watch Fade to Black. I'm pretty sure that was the best way that was covered. So yes, Mayuri arrives on the scene and states that this is a wonderful contribution to the Kuratsuchi Corpse Properties Research Squad. Or, and this is one in the case where I like the other translation better, the Manga Panda version and other translations aside from Manga Stream simply refer to it as the Mayuri Kuratsuchi Zombie Squad, or Corpse Squad, which has a much better ring to it than Corpse Properties Research Squad. Wait a second, so you can create zombies now? Ah, yes, of course. Of course, I've been delving in zombie research for many years now. A while back, I even developed a White Walker. In fact, that's what I turned Toshiro into, but he's gonna show up a little bit later. Wait, you developed White Walkers? Yes, it was a little bit of a prototype issue I had a while back. It fell into the Dongai, then popped out in some other universe. I don't know what the fuck happened to it. There you go, GOT fans. You don't have to wait till Season 10 to get an explanation for the damn things. I just did it for you. Happy days. So Byakuya asked the simple question, since he wasn't aware that Giselle reanimated Rose and Kensei. I'm not even sure if Byakuya was aware Rose and Kensei were dead. He might have sensed like their Ryatsu disappearing, but that could mean any number of things in the Bleach universe. So he asked Mayuri straight out, what did you do to Kensei and Rose? To which Mayuri simply responds with flashback vision. I wouldn't be surprised if Mayuri actually invented a little device, like an app on his iPhone, where he's basically like, okay, Byakuya, yes, I recorded everything on my flashback app. Here you go. So we cut back in time a little bit here to when we see the Ronkar's fight against Rose, Kensei, and Rangiku. Although we don't see Rangiku in the flashback, anybody's guess what happened to her. I really don't want to know what Mayuri did with her after the battle, because we haven't seen her. Toshiro as well, but Toshiro I'm a little less interested in. They might have sent them off to different parts of the battlefield to have different fights. I'm not sure. But regardless of that, the Oronkars actually did manage to defeat Rose and Kensei fairly easily using the same method that Mayuri used against Toshiro, in that they injected the special drug into Rose and Kensei, which made their, sense of time get fucked up, and then that messed up their equilibrium, and they all fell to the ground shouting in pain. Oh yes, Niños, that was an epic battle for the ages. I'm glad we didn't see any of it. Yeah, that would have been so disappointing if they actually saw us go all out. You used Gerlada against Kensei, he went bonkai, almost nuked your ass, and then I was fighting against that guy with the whip, and he went bonkai, and that was really cool, and I had to fight him off. That was an epic battle for the ages right there. Mayuri finally explains the reasoning of how behind Toshiro got infected by the drug, as well as how the other zombies got affected, and that is because he injected the drug into the blood of the Oronkars themselves. So I kind of have an idea like Mayuri was just watching Giselle this entire time, because Giselle's ability involves getting her blood on other people, and that affects them and turns them into zombies, and Mayuri kind of stole the same concept here. The blood of the Oronkars contains the drug, which I guess when Toshiro fought against Charlotte, the blood got on him, and that's how it got infected him, and I guess whenever Rose and Kensei were fighting against Ordoni, Chiruchi, and Lupi, the blood of them got on them as well, and that caused them to get infected, and of course that rendered them, immobile. Chiruchi even has a little bit of a side note here where she just kind of looks at Mayuri, and the idea that just forming in her head that's just like, oh, my blood has the drug in it, well, I'll just affect this guy who's been, electroshocking us for the past, 3 chapters, to which Mayuri responds like, that's not gonna work. You think I would be stupid enough to invent sentient life forms that would be able to attack me and kill me? Nah, my body's immune to all types of drugs I create, so that's pretty good. I think there was a piece of dialogue a while back that said all poisons and drugs that he creates actually include his own blood, so that way he's not affected by it, which would make sense. At least the poison with Ashisoki Jizo works that way. So anyway, though, he then proceeds to inject Kensei and Rose with a different kind of drug, the same one in the syringe that he injected Toshiro with, and he explains exactly how the drug worked that turned Kensei and Rose against Giselle's control. So first, explaining a little bit about Giselle's ability first. Giselle's ability is you get blood on Shinigami, and then they become zombies. However, it depends on the amount of Ryatsu they have and the amount of blood that is needed. If it's a lower level Shinigami, such as like the random foot soldiers, or I guess anything even a seated officer, just as long as you're not lieutenant, captain level sort of deal, it only takes a little bit of blood to splash on your body. As soon as it invades your brain, you'll be taken over and you'll become a zombie, as we've seen in chapter 580 when she first did it with the members of the 11th Division. However, if you're stronger Ryatsu, such as a captain or a lieutenant level, it's going to take more blood, which of course would cause it to kind of resonate throughout your entire body, including your heart and your brain, and that's why that we see some zombies that have a more reddish tint. I thought it was a more darker tint, but it's just reddish. Would have been nice if you would have thrown a color page our way, Kubo, there, but whatever, maybe, restrictions and whatnot. So we have, Toshiro and Kensei and Rose and Rangiku, who all had red tinted skin because they're captain class, and that's the reason why they look different. Doesn't have anything to do with them dying first or being alive first, although we'll be getting to that in a second, because despite all the information we get on zombies in this chapter, at the end of the day, Rose and Kensei are still confirmed to be dead. They haven't been explained like they were alive at all. At least with Toshiro, Giselle actually flat out and said, yeah, he was still alive when I turned him, but Kensei, Rose, and maybe even Rangiku may very well still be dead at the end of the day. And in fact, something that Byakuya says even reaffirms this a little bit. To the explanation, Giselle just kind of looks at him with this blank stare here. She kind of develops these bags under her eyes when she's... I don't know what that means. Maybe like she has her own personality there, but whenever someone messes with her or actually gets the upper hand on her, she just loses all of her sense of fun or enjoyment, and she's just like... I'm gonna kill this guy, that sort of deal. To which Mayuri further explains that exactly how he turned them into his zombies. He has blood samples of every member of the Seirete in his laboratory. Not surprising in the slightest, really. I don't even want to know how he gathered those blood samples, but I'm assuming the words date rape come up several times. Anyway, so he goes to exposit that, in fact, the blood that he uses will change the blood that Giselle has into his own kind of substance. The best way I can use to explain this is that it's Giselle's blood that controls the zombies. So... it's possible that Mayuri could either convert Giselle's blood into his own blood, that's why they obey him, or, let's say in Rose's case, he replaces Giselle's blood with Rose's own blood, which nullifies the effects. Either way, it doesn't matter, the zombies listen to Mayuri now. Your zombies will become my zombies! That is until we make about 3 sequels and I get bored of them, then you can have them back. But until then, thank you for your time. Game over, zombie girl! To which he orders Zombie Kensei to stab Giselle right in the heart, which should have absolutely no effect in killing her, and really it is one of the lesser wounds she's received this entire time. I mean, hell, Shinigami Dave back in chapter 580 at least managed to almost cut her entire arm off, stabbing her in the heart. Jeez, you could have at least aimed for the head if you wanted some kind of lasting impression. She's not done. She's gonna be popping up again soon, pretty soon. So, I don't know if it's gonna be like Kensei's gonna stab her and then go Bonkai and then beat the shit out of her with Tekken Tachikaze and have her explode. That might be a little bit more adamant in the fact that she's not coming back. But just a stab in the heart, I mean, come on, she's zombie girl. Maybe Mayuri just wants to toy with her a little bit more. Maybe that's what he meant by game over. We get the title page, and then we have Byakuya asking him, well, Rose and Kensei, they were already dead. Why couldn't you just let them die in peace? Instead, you're using them as their, your puppets, essentially. That's pretty messed up, even by your standards. And, of course, Mayuri has a differencing of opinion with Byakuya. I've always found Byakuya and Mayuri's relationship a little bit interesting. We haven't seen them on screen at the same time a lot. We saw them back in Huecamundo when Ichigo went back to the world of living to fight eyes, and we had a little bit of back and forth between Mayuri and Byakuya. I want to see these two at a bar one night, just drinking sake and exchanging, thoughts of philosophy and stories. Wouldn't that be kind of amusing to see? But Mayuri retorts this by simply saying that, hey, isn't the idea of fighting after death, the idea of any Gotei 13, shouldn't that be a dream come true for them in order to fight their cause even after they've been deceased? To which Byakuya states that that's simply absurd. So this is interrupted, though, when we see Pepe launching his love beacon attack and lands square on Kensei. Zombie Kensei has weird feelings down below. Pepe is fairly confident that his love attack should be able to take over Mayuri's zombies. As he stated in the past, Gigi's zombies were also taken over by him. So this might explain the whole Jidambo thing a little better. I know I keep going back to it. I know it's a small plot point, but it always bugs me that we have Giselle that can reanimate the dead and control Shinigami, and then we have Pepe that can also control Shinigami. Two Sternritter that have the same basic ability. Just, I don't know. I find that disconcerting a little bit. So it's completely possible that Jidambo was affected by Giselle's ability, and then he ran rampant in the Soul Society under control of Giselle, and then maybe Pepe used his love attack to take control of him and then had him attack the 12th Division. Makes about as much sense as I could figure. However, his love attack seems ineffective as Kensei just decks him right in the freaking nose. I love how this guy's big chubby face basically just becomes concave in on itself. Like, you see his eyes all bulge out as he gets knocked away, and then Mayuri has to reaffirm to him, like, hey, dude, I just finished explaining, like, in 6 paragraphs, they're not Giselle's or Gigi's zombies anymore. They're my zombies, and my zombies don't know the meaning of the word love. How the hell is that possible? Love is a basic function of all living things. Well, no, that's not exactly how that works. It's more of a chemical, electrical process in the brain. But anyway, it doesn't matter. I found a simple way to do it is simply dumb them down to an IQ so low it would make Forrest Gump the ability to split the atom. Well, I still have a few questions about, you know what, I've been a little bit tired of monologuing all day, even by my standards. Zombie Kensei, take him out. Okay, mommy. Oh! Oh, you know, I'm a little bit, I mean, I'm happy. I'm happy that Pepe, you know, got the snot beat out of him that much. But at the same time, a little bit like, you know, Kensei going all MMA on his ass. You know, Mortal Kombat, essentially. That's pretty nuts right there. So, yeah, Kensei beats the crap out of him so much, he knocks him into a building. I'm kind of having deja vu whenever Kensei fought against Master Masculine in that situation. Oh, those loveless bastards. I won't forgive any of the... Hey there, Liloto. What are you doing here, you beautiful young... You made Meninas She-Hulk the fuck out and then punch me in the mouth. I like my mouth, Pepe. I use it to eat things. I like eating things. Well, you see, I just didn't want to make it... Okay, you know what? I'm gonna eat you now. No, please don't do it. Oh, I'm gonna do it. So, yeah, that's the end of the chapter, and I'm pretty sure anybody with 2 functioning brain cells would be able to figure out how this is gonna go. Liloto is just gonna chomp down on him. Now, interesting little side note here. I don't know what exactly is going to happen when Liloto does this, because we never really explained exactly how Liloto's powers work. The glutton, if, you know, eating other characters gives them their power, or gives her a power boost herself. It's just her abilities. So it would make sense, though, if she eats other characters, then they would gain her power. She would gain their powers. It's just that the only people she's eaten so far are just lower level fodder Shinigami. If she were to eat another Stern Ritter, I'm curious exactly how that would go, if she would absorb Pepe's powers of the love, or, you know, anything like that. Kind of like Pride from Full Metal Alchemist, in a sense. So, you know, ironically, Pride, yes, because even though Gluttony does have that power, Pride was the one that actually ate Gluttony and gained his power, so whatever, the glutton on the glutton, however you want to say that. But anyway, yeah, interesting chapter. It more served just to explain the end of Giselle and Mayuri's fight, as well as expositing how the whole zombie thing works. Like I said, Giselle's going to be coming back. She is not dead yet. Just a stab through the heart's not going to take her down. Byakuya was saved. We still don't get an explanation of exactly how Pepe's attack against Byakuya last chapter didn't affect him at all. He just kind of ignored it. So, I don't know, maybe Byakuya is just such a stoic character. He's just like, oh man, I love him so much right now, but I can't. I'm just too shy. So maybe that's how that goes. But yeah, next chapter, Pepe's probably going to be turned into a Big Mac #1 special by Liloto, and we'll see what happens after that. But anyway, until then, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Tekking101 signing out!